Today we're going to talk about AI. Today we're going to talk about training an AI. Oh, hold on. Let me turn off my robot vacuum. Sorry about that. Today I want to talk to you about how to train an AI in your content. That could be your book, your blog posts, your entire website, maybe your customer data, whatever you want. Here's how to train an AI in your content in 1 hour or less. So real talk, training an AI used to be kind of complicated. It used to take hours, some knowledge in coding, access to some kind of server where you could connect with an API. It was complicated. And now it's very not complicated. In fact, it takes like 1 minute. Anyone can do this. And that means that you could train an AI on your book or your blog or your website so that answers questions based on your content. You could train an AI based on your customer data so that when they email you or message you about their latest transaction, you could have that info ready for them. You could train your AI on your budget and then ask it whether you can buy that cool new robot vacuum you've been wanting. You could even train an AI to talk like Hamlet. And today I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to do it. All right, I want you to go to openai.com, and then just scroll all the way down. We're going to work just with ChatGPT because they make this the easiest right now, but there's probably a faster way to get to this. This is the way I always go. And see this little API login? Go to that, all right? This is going to take you to platform.openai.com, which is all of their API, their developer-focused things, and it's going to take you to the docs, but I want you to go to the dashboard. Okay, now you probably will have to create an account, or you can just log in. If you already have a ChatGPT account, you can just log in there, but you will have to create an account. You might have to add a payment method. It's been a while since I set up my API account. It's really simple. It takes 2 seconds. They make it really easy. Once you get here, okay, I want you to just take a look at some things. Now, the most important thing we're going to talk today about is assistance, but I also want you to just look at this fine-tuning thing. There's 2 ways to train an AI. Okay, the first way is through fine tuning. And basically you have a JSON-L file, which is a bunch of example conversations that you write up, and you want the AI to study those conversations and learn how you have those kinds of conversations. Fine tuning is really good for getting the tone right of a conversation. It's really good at making it sound like you and your voice. It is actually not very good at learning data, at learning customer information, for example, or information about like concepts in your book. Unfortunately, it's not very good at that. So I spent a long time trying to figure out how to do fine tuning, and it's great. You should do it. We're not going to talk about that today. There's another training method that's better for this kind of content, for the AI to learn your content. And that's called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation. I think I got that right. Doesn't really matter. It's RAG. And basically how RAG works is that the user asks a question. They say, tell me a story, or something like that. Normally, the chat would just like search through all its data set and find an answer to that person's question. It tells them a story. Okay? Now what the RAG does is it goes and grabs a bunch of content that you uploaded to it and adds it to the prompt and says, so you tell a story, and it goes and searches through all of the data that you uploaded, finds the most relevant bits, okay, adds it to the prompt, and then the chat just says, oh, here's all this helpful training data. I'm just going to make it work to answer this question, okay? So just as fine-tuning is better for tone and voice and making sure it sounds like you, RAG is really good at getting data for your person. They also make it a lot easier for us, which is really nice. So here's how you can practically use RAG to train your AI in just a minute, all right? So you go to Assistants, you click Create an Assistant, and just name it whatever you want. This is my assistant, all right? And then you can give it some instructions, whatever you want to do. You do have to use either GPT-4o or GPT-4o mini. You can use any 4 and O and up, all right? So whatever model is best right now, you can use that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn on file search, and you're just going to add a file. All right, add a file with whatever data you want it to answer with, okay? So for example, I'm going to upload Hamlet. I think it would be cool to have my AI talk like Hamlet. I've already set this up, so I'm just gonna copy paste my instructions over to my new assistant. Okay, we're gonna use 4o mini. All right, and let's test this out. We're already done, it's already done it, okay? And if you wanna know how this works, basically what the AI model is doing is it's taking your file and breaking it into chunks, usually 200 to 400 words or so. And for each chunk, it's going to give it a keyword, some kind of summary of what that chunk is about. And then it's just going to, like a search engine, look through your content when it's answering a question and add it to the message and then respond. So let's go to our playground. You can click go to the playground, and basically now you have your own ChatGPT that you created right here, and you can play with it. So I have this Hamlet bot, and I want it to speak in iambic pentameter and answer any questions. All right, so I'm going to say, what is your goal? Okay. And it's thinking, and it answers in iambic pentameter as Hamlet. To be or not to be, that is the quest. In truth, to find the meaning of my fate, and thus unfold the mysteries of life in every breath, in every heart's deep sigh, what seeks the mind, what stirs the soul within, to ponder, question, and in thought to dwell. That's really nice. I mean, it's like almost a perfect quote from Hamlet, but, you know, mixed up a little bit in a fun way. It's pretty good iambic pentameter. I'm a fan. I love it. All right, I'm just going to sweep this away. So let's take a look at another example. I uploaded my book, The Right Structure, created an assistant. Okay, there it is. It's uploaded. What I could do is I could say, hey, can you use the right structure to break down a scene, for example, in my novel that I'm working on? All right, so I'm going to go and I'm going to grab a scene and I'm going to say, hey, chat, can you break down my scene into the 6 elements of plot? Here's the scene. All right, let's have it run. Okay, it's thinking. All right. And there you go. It's pretty good. Pretty good breakdown. Not so bad. So I've trained an AI in my book, and now I have my own consultant, right, that I can use for clients, for me, for other people in our community. By the way, this is what we're doing at Right Coach AI. So I've trained a model in our content from The Right Practice. We've published 3 million words at The Right Practice, trained it in not all of those words, but many of those words, the most important words. And now we have an AI that's trained in our process and is helping members of our community. You could do that as well. Now, there are some drawbacks with this. It's going to do an okay job at chunking your content in ways that make sense, but it's not going to do a perfect job. So instead of having it chunk your content, you might choose to create your own RAG, your own breakdown of your content so that it's well structured and will easily answer people's questions. One of the problems that I was running into with this is that it pulls sometimes the wrong parts of my book into the chat and answers questions with the wrong sections. And I wanted to do that so you could add more specific things. Also, it doesn't always do very well with text files. It tends to do better with JSON files. You could create your own RAG and it would do better with that. Now, last thing, this is really nice for having your own AI. How do you serve that to others? How do you allow other people to use this? One of the easiest ways is through Zapier. As you know, we're huge fans of Zapier at Automaton Army. And so what you could do, let's say someone fills out a form on your website. I just have a webhook starting this off. You could have whatever tool that you use. Maybe it's someone's email. However people are getting info to you, okay? And then you can upload your assistant. Here I have loaded my Hamlet assistant. So you get the message from your user through the webhook or some other way. And then it goes to your AI, all right? So this would be where the user message would go. It just gets uploaded into your assistant, all right? You connect your ChatGPT, your OpenAI account. You choose your assistant that you just created, okay? You can give it some instructions. You can even add new files, which is pretty neat. And then you can send it to your user however you want. You could do email, you could have another webhook, you could have some other way, some other tool that you use to get that information to your user, all right? But that's an easy way that you can allow users to actually use your AI that you've just trained. So that's how you train an AI. It's pretty easy, right? You could do this in the next 15 minutes and have an AI answering questions based on your content, on your data, your own personal assistant. How cool would that be? And then if you want to use Zapier to connect it to the tools that you're already using, you can do that as well. Hopefully you found this helpful. Are you going to do this? Let me know. What AI are you going to create? Let me know in the comments. And if this was useful for you, give me a like, subscribe, share it with a friend you think might use this. There's so many cool things that you can do with AI, with automation. Let's help other people start defeating TDM one automation at a time. I'm Joe from Joe's Automaton Army. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.